Shalom. Shalom and welcome. This is Extinction Protocols, preparing for transitions. It is a message. It is representative of a series of messages addressed to those who will be among the ranks of the 144,000 and multitude mentioned in Revelation chapter 7. It is addressed to those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, Yahuwah is his name, and who have come to accept the Messiah or our Mashiach as Yahushua, and realize that no man can come to the Father except by his word that was manifest in the flesh in the name of Yahushua. It is a message to those who I believe will also be considered the true olive trees, the true 12 tribes of Yasharal, commonly known as Israel, and golden lampstands, whom I believe will be the assemblies and the multitude. Today is May 22nd, 2014. My name is Symmanayah, and these are the messages I am compelled to present to you. As I begin each segment of this series by defining the word protocol, let me continue on that path. The word protocol is defined as a system of rules that explain the correct conduct and procedures to be followed in formal situations. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, our final exodus will be representative of correct conduct and procedures. It will be a formal situation as led by the Spirit of Yahushua. Through his servants, through us one towards another, through his chosen leaders and or sent messengers. I am compelled to believe this new series will prove to reflect what is necessary as it relates to our final steps, as it relates to man's extinction. Or yes, I could soften the words and say as it relates to our transition. Let me also bring to mind, my brothers and sisters, the title of this segment is Addicted to Strongholds. Addicted to Strongholds. Let's take a look at the definition of being addicted or in addiction. Addicted, to occupy oneself with or involve oneself in something habitually or compulsively. Addiction, an unusually great interest in something or need to do or have something. My brothers and sisters, it is commonly recommended that if a person has a habit that is harmful, that help begins with first identifying and admitting to this condition. We have probably been exposed, whether directly by media, school, news, or Hollywood, that things that are most commonly known as alcoholism, drug addiction, or smoke addictions, that in order for someone to get help, they must first admit that there's a problem. Yes, my brothers and sisters, even what could be considered one of the most common of addictions, smoking, can be overcome by first admitting the habit. Most of us have had biases towards addicts, whether it be drug addicts, alcoholics, or those who smoke. Yes, my brothers and sisters, many of these problems pose a challenge within our society and among us one towards another. But I submit to you that there are many other addictions of which many have been overtaken and are unaware. I am compelled to believe as prophecies get intense, we are being refined, at least those who will be among the ranks of the children of obedience. I am compelled to believe we will discover that there are those who are addicted to strongholds. My brothers and sisters, time can be the weight as well as one of the most influencing factors to those addicted to strongholds. In other words, the more they indulge in the habit, the more the addiction becomes stronger within their lives. Allow me to present some scriptures of importance as to why it would be wise to seek to discern even more so during the final days before discussing further why I believe there are addicts among us who are addicted to strongholds. Like with any addictions, most are in denial of such grasp. Let us consider this word as I read the following, and that word is astray. Astray. Consider the word astray as I read the following, and I will attach this to this subject, this segment, addicted to strongholds. Proverbs 5:23 says, "He dies for lack of discipline, and in the greatness of his folly he goes astray." Could an addiction be considered folly? Could an addiction lead one astray? Proverbs 10:17 says, he who heeds discipline is in the way of life, but he who refuses reproof goes astray. Isaiah 9:16 says, "For the leaders of this people led them astray, and those who are guided by them are swallowed up." Clearly, we see an example of where leaders have led people astray. Matthew 24:4 says, and Yahushua answered, said to them, "Take heed that no one leads you astray." Mark 12:24, and Yahushua answered, said to them, "Is this not why you go astray, because you do not know the scriptures, nor the power of Elohim?" Now, my brothers and sisters, I ask you, can addictions lead one astray? Can addiction cause one to neglect their responsibilities? Consider a married man or a woman who gets entangled by an addiction of some type. Have we not witnessed these individuals commit violations against the trust that someone has in them? Have we not witnessed people who have addictions toss their commitments to the side and go astray from their responsibilities because of this addiction? I honestly believe we would have no arguments that marriage is about love and strength. We would not argue that any true fellowship that is bound together by the righteousness of the Most High is done so in the strength of His righteousness and His word. If you agree with these words, then should it not be hard to accept that having an addiction is akin to being addicted to strongholds? In other words, if you have addiction, it's a stronghold. It's taking you away. It's taking one away from their commitments. My brothers and sisters, I submit to you that there are those among us who are addicted to erroneous and wicked practices, who are addicted to compromising spirits and fellowships. And with each passing day, the addiction enlarges and grabs onto them stronger and harder. Yes, my brothers and sisters, look at how we are divided. Look at how many are confident, but yet confidently wrong. Look at how many have good intentions, but are erroneous, and they do not reflect the righteous obedience demanded from the Most High. Let us examine some more scriptures. Nahum 3:12, "All your strongholds are fig trees with ripened figs. When shaken, they shall fall into the mouth of the eater." 2 Corinthians 10, verse 3 through 6 reads, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not fight according to the flesh. For the weapons we fight with are not fleshly, but mighty in Elohim for overthrowing strongholds, overthrowing reasonings and every high matter that exalts itself against the knowledge of Elohim, taking captive every thought to make it obedient to the Messiah, and being ready to punish all disobedience when your obedience is complete." You know, many of us fail to realize when it talks about our obedience being complete, that in our completeness and being obedient, it contributes to the punishment of those who are disobedient. If we are indeed walking in righteousness and walking in obedience, would not the very righteousness that we emanate as a result of the Spirit being strong within us, would it not be in contrast, be in conflict to those who are disobedient? And keep in mind, my brothers and sisters, The way of Yahuwah is a stronghold for the perfect, but ruin to the workers of wickedness. That's Proverbs 10:29. Jeremiah 16:19 through 21 reads, O Yahuwah, my strength and my stronghold, and my refuge in the day of distress. The Gentiles should come to you from the ends of the earth and say, would a man make mighty ones for himself, which are not mighty ones? Therefore, see, I am causing them to know this time. I cause them to know my hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Yahuwah. Let us consider, my brothers and sisters, addicted to strongholds, though they are oftentimes masked, can be dangerous unless that stronghold is being addicted to Yahushua Messiah, our Almighty Father. Matthew 12:25 reading, Yahushua knew their thoughts and said to them, every reign divided against itself is laid waste, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. My brothers and sisters, one of the most shocking things regarding those addicted to strongholds is that the things that they are addicted to are wicked and evil, and it's reflective in a division amongst us, one towards another. Yeah, people will admit to some addictions, and some addictions we see many in a denial. What's sad is that oftentimes we've seen people admit to alcoholism but continue to drink, even though it's killing them. Or those who smoke with lung cancer continue to smoke, even though it's destroying their lives. So it is also, my brothers and sisters, we find brothers and sisters who say they believe, who say they pursue righteousness, who say they seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, but yet they participate in compromising situations, compromising spirits. They participate in erroneous practices, teachings, and behaviors. It's just as though when we mention to people the true name of the Father and our Messiah, but yet many continue on using pagan, false idol names and terms that are used most widely in an effort to hide Yahuwah and Yahushua's name. Even though it puts them at risk of death, they continue. Even though they may admit that you're right, but yet they'll continue on because they have become addicted to strongholds. It is very, very sad to watch a person continue in an addiction that could lead up to their death. It is indeed painful to witness, especially if someone you love or very close to you continues on something that is destroying them. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, there is something akin to these very habits among believers as we continue to present the truth, but they continue on the path against righteousness. We have witnessed the obedient receive a false witness from those who are void of discerning the righteousness from the Spirit of Yahushua. But let me say this, my brothers and sisters, any rebellious behaviors represent an attack on the Almighty Father Yahuwah and Yahushua our Messiah. Any rebellion puts one at risk of discipline that could lead to possibly physical death. Death is a hard word, and I am quite aware that there are those who are quick to suggest that my messages present scare tactics, or who will or have accused me of fear-mongering regardless of their choice of accusation. Yes, there are those who will say I'm spreading fear. I'm trying to scare people straight. Yes, my brothers and sisters. But regardless of their choice of words and accusations, this does not, nor will it stop the realities of what's really occurring. End times are here, and they are unleashing the most powerful, humbling conditions ever witnessed. Soon and very soon, extreme humbling times will make known to everyone walking on the planet what is occurring. Let me be perfectly clear, my brothers and sisters. Being addicted to strongholds can be good if the stronghold is the commitment to the Almighty Father Yahuwah through a set-apart one sent in Yahushua's name. If one is addicted to strongholds that do not reflect improving worship and obedience to the Most High, then this condition puts the individual at risk of eternal judgment and possibly death. Now here is the eye-opener that I present to you. We are instructed to guard the commands and the ways of the Most High Father Yahuwah. Scriptures inform us that the Almighty Father Yahuwah sent his sacrificed Son, his resurrected living word, among us physically and spiritually. Scriptures make mention that the set-apart Spirit was sent by the Almighty Father Yahuwah in Yahushua's name. Let us learn how to take heed to these words, knowing what is truly meant by Torah, which means instructions, understanding when a day begins and ends within a 7-day period, being able to guard the Shabbat, recognizing the importance of things such as the new moon, embracing the true message and purpose of the Moedim, the feast days, the appointed times, as well as recognizing the living presence of our Almighty Father Yahuwah. All of these are important. It is important, and if we stray away, if we allow things to distract us, to cause us to neglect our commitments to the Most High, if we are dull of hearing and understanding the importance of the things I just mentioned, such as Shabbat, the new moon, the appointed times, soon and very soon we will recognize the living presence of the Almighty Father Yahuwah through his set-apart Spirit sent in Yahushua's name, and we will come to know, we will come to see the refinement process that is necessary to free us. Those who are addicted to strongholds will be delivered into the hands of righteousness, into the hands of refinement. My brothers and sisters, this is critical for unifying and building up the body who would come to be known as the 144,000 in multitude. Let us not fool ourselves that there are many among us addicted to strongholds, of which must be removed in order for us to witness a unified group for this final exodus to come. We have come to accept teachings, practices, and behaviors that conflict with one another. Some has gone as far as to be accommodating and promote words like, "Let us agree to disagree." How can such wicked words produce unity? It can't. Many individuals have taken on positions in their beliefs so long that when reproof and truth comes, they kick against righteous reproof and orders because they have been overtaken and become comfortable in their place of rebellion. The discipline promised by the Almighty Father Yahuwah will come to be, and we will be refined and brought into unity for the final exodus, at least those who will be among the ranks of the 144,000, the multitude and or the martyrs who would be ordered to stay in place and represent the reign of Yahushua. End time will produce the most challenging times of our lives. I cannot stress that enough. We will be made humble and weak. We will become mentally, physically, and spiritually weak, and as we witness weakness and our thirst and hunger for righteousness, we will witness the power and might of the Spirit of Yahushua rise within us, and we will become strong in him. End times will produce what is necessary in our lives to fulfill what has been written. Yes, my brothers and sisters, all that is promised, all covenants that are made will be made real and come to be. Prepare, my brothers and sisters. The strength of discipline knows what is necessary to bring us into submission to the living commands and orders from the Spirit of Yahushua. In other words, he knows what is necessary to bring us into that discipline, into that obedience. We will come to know what it means to be called among the ranks of the children of obedience. We will become humble, but yet project and demonstrate strength like never before imagined in our worship and obedience to the Most High Father Yahuwah. Through his set-apart Spirit sent in Yahushua's name, deliverance is coming for those who are addicted to strongholds that are not fruitful and do not line up with righteous words and commands. My brothers and sisters, seek earnestly to discern and understand what must and will be done. It may prove to be the last opportunities we face to get it right. A storm is coming, and it will intensify. We will be delivered from being addicted to strongholds that are wicked and evil. I pray that each of us experience our eyes being made clear and ears wide open to receive what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying during these end times. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, stay tuned as more instructions and warnings and words come within this series entitled Extinction Protocols, Preparing for Transitions. Until next time, my brothers, my sisters, my family, shalom, shalom, shalom.